Ag Tire Talks Driving Yield Through Tire Technology, sponsored by Michelin Agriculture. Don't forget to follow Ag Tire Talk on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and X.
James Tusher with Ag Tire Talk here. I'm with Ken Brodbeck from Precision Inflation, the Vice President of Technology. Thank you so much for being on Driving Yield Through Tire Technology.
Glad to do it.
So, the question comes up, okay, central tire inflation system, budget is limited. Ken, where do I put the cash? Do I put it on the sprayer? Do I put it on the tractor? Do I put it in the implement? Like, what do I do? Where's my biggest bang for the buck? I'll leave it to you to tell us.
Great question, and one everyone should ask themselves. Our biggest customers are your larger operators, anywhere from 3,000 acres and up, or a contractor who does, say, manure hauling for a living.
Oh, yeah.
When you have great changes in speed and load, our best example is a front fold planter. 24 row is the most popular in the country. Bigger planters are even more advantaged as well because they're heavier. But you need high rear tire pressure, say 30 psi in the rear of the axle of the tractor. And then when you unfold the planter and get to the field, then you may only need 10 or 12 psi. So basically, you're cutting the pressure by 2/3. And that pressure is the compaction number. The higher the pressure, the more compaction you have. So we're going slower. The tires are running cooler. We can deflate both the rear axle of the tractor and the planter main tires and get you that lower compaction so you don't have the dips in the crop yield for every set of your wheel tracks.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is if the guy likes green, choose the Deere 8R, choose the 24 row planter because you got it folded up. It's got 30,000 pounds of axle. You unfold it,
Yep.
you got 20K.
You got it.
Further, you're bringing it from 30 mile an hour to 10, round
Exactly.
numbers. So the
Yep.
combination of slower speed coupled with that big reduction in weight, about a third, all of a sudden the air pressures come down from about 30 to 10, about a 2/3 reduction. Correct me if I'm
2/3,
wrong.
exactly.
That's
No,
about
you
that's
bet.
pounds per square inch. That's about how much less soil compaction we're talking about.
Yep. So if you look at some pictures we've had actually that they have on Ag Tire Talk, that a customer did just try and see how much he could actually differences it actually make in a seed plot test. He ran the road pressures, which were 30 for the rear of the tractor, and then 12, 14 in the field. The planter was at 60 versus 25. And they had a rainstorm. I said, if it rains, go out and take pictures. It's clear as day. The high pressure road pressures that almost everybody has to run. There was water standing in the wheel tracks. 60 feet over, there was no water. And all they did was change the tire pressure. It's very obvious when you can see that.
Which enlarges the footprint substantially. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, but it's not about
Yes.
widening it. It's making it longer and putting more lugs on the
Correct.
ground. It's the snowshoe
Correct.
effect,
Exactly.
right? You're just not
Yep.
dipping
You get a
down
bigger
into it
footprint. Yes.
and
And then
the flotation.
go ahead.
No, you too.
Yep.
Go ahead.
The other advantage is then today with our larger operators, nobody's getting, I mean, the big guys aren't getting smaller, they're getting larger, and that means you're gonna have fields further away. Springtime, timing is just as critical. Maybe the only other critical time would be spraying, which we make systems for sprayers as well. But they say you had a thunderstorm at the home place, but 15 miles away at Grandpa's, they didn't, that storm missed them and that field will go. So you fold up and you scoot over to that other place, and it may take you over an hour if you had a track, which are limited to 20 miles an hour on the road. With tires, we can air them up so they can easily carry the load. And you can go 30 miles an hour if your system will, if your tractor and planter will allow you to do that. So you can get there quicker and get that field planted where the other guys are still trying to catch up because they're limited on speed.
Okay, so just to be clear, on the implement, on the planter, if you're
Mhm.
doing tracks, there a speed limitation, Ken?
Oh yes, it's tracks could give you a fairly decent footprint in the field, but they don't like speed on the road.
I think is it 20?
Yeah, 20 for both the tracks on the planter and tracks on the tractor. If you have tanks or something like that, it's even slower. They actually have a chart, oftentimes sticker to the window in the tractor saying if it's 80, 90 degrees, they have to even reduce their speeds because of heat.
Okay, and we all know productivity is a big old deal with, the fewer working days that are on the calendar. So that's another
Yes.
great point. Okay, so let
Yep.
me just make sure I got it right. So really what you're saying is, hey, you can help just any piece of equipment, doesn't matter, all the way from the sprayer, all the way to the biggest not four-wheel drive tractor, even on combines, you can help them. But what you're saying is, hey, if you want to select one piece of equipment, choose the big mechanical front wheel drive around the 400 horsepower. Choose that 24 row planter that's folded up because the combination of much less weight in combination of much less speed equates to, in round numbers, you can get them about 2/3 down in air pressures.
Yes, it's huge.
And that's a
Exactly.
wrap, Ken. Thank you.
You're welcome.